good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of It's Naturally Nat. Last night I got off work. I wasn't too exhausted, and I was just really craving one of my favorite things to make, and that's fresh pizza. And I was actually making what I jokingly call my Nikki and Eric pizza, which is my sister and brother-in-law, and they live in St. Louis, and they love making and going out for sausage pizza. That is like their jam. They never get anything but sausage pizza. I used to kind of tease them about that, and then one day they took me to a place that unfortunately no longer exists in St. Louis. And it was a mom and pop place, and it was a sausage pizza to end all sausage pizzas. And ever since then, I've been dying to replicate it. And so last night I got some sausage from on sale from a good company in Denver, and I fried it up myself, made it my own seasonings. I used some crushed fennel seed, and it was amazing. And then I froze it in bulk, already cooked down in crumbles, for future pizzas, because it's really easy to take a handful or take a bag of frozen pre-cooked sausage that you made like I did, bang it on the counter, grab a handful or two for your own pizza, throw the rest back in the freezer again. It's super easy. Anyway, so one of the condiments on pizza, and you probably never thought of pizza with condiments, is hot honey. Okay, that's a thing that's been kind of trendy lately, and you can see it in boutique groceries, and in your own average grocery store probably has it. The only thing is, it's expensive, and honey isn't cheap anyway. And hot honey is, I think I saw it the other day in a specialty grocery place that we have around here, and it was like 16 or 17 bucks. It was still 14 at the grocery store. Are you kidding me? I am not paying that. So a little while back, I made my own hot honey, just totally off the cuff. In fact, I ran out of it last night on my pizza, and I saved the lid, or the little paper lid that I had right here for it. And you can see I had made this batch on May 21st, 2023, and it lasted all the way up until last night. It was my first batch to make homemade, and it was experimental, so it lasted a little over 2 years. And I think a lot of honey products can last indefinitely. I have some honey that's about 10 years old that I still use, no kidding. As long as nothing gets into it, it can last almost forever, honestly. But we're going to make some today, and I'll cobble together some show notes down below for a recipe. But let's go ahead and get started, because I need to make a new batch. So you do this on the stove, and I'm turning this up on medium-high. And there's a couple recipes on there. There really isn't a lot. And it's a really make to your own taste. I did see some recipes where you used hot peppers out of your garden, and I kind of thought, oh, wouldn't that spoil? Or I don't know, maybe you were to dry them later. I just skipped by those and kind of put together my own little recipe here. Hit this up here. A little bit of something on the stove, and it smokes. Probably a little bit of bacon grease from earlier today. Anyway, so I got about close to a half cup here of honey, and I just used, you gotta love that, right? It's gratifying to do that. I just used my grocery store honey. I guess if you were gonna make this as a gift, and this does make a great gift at Christmas time, or to friends for their birthdays, you could use some expensive local honey, organic, if you if you have some friends that are like that's gonna take the cost up to another level, though. Or you could just use the cute little grandma honey kind that I use. That in fact, I think I was getting ready to toss it. Everybody remembers what these look like, right? These have been around forever. It's like if you're going to be a grandma, you better have one of these on your Lazy Susan on your kitchen table, right? I just use most of one of those. And then the whole idea with hot honey is there's a little bit of spice element. The last batch that I made, I only used red pepper flake, which was pretty good. But I got to thinking, you know what? I'm going to also add a little cayenne, because cayenne really just brings warmth and heat. It doesn't bring, when I mean warm and heat to your throat, to your mouth feel. It doesn't make you start busting out sweating. The red pepper flake might if you get too heavy-handed on that. And then I also have, you can't see it because it's the same color as my pinch bowl, but that smoked, what is it called? Chili Queen? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I love that stuff. I put that on about everything that I make these days. I got about a pinch of that, maybe a little more than a pinch of that, only a pinch of the cayenne, and I'd say about a half teaspoon of these red pepper flakes. I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. And then I read a couple places said to use maybe about a tablespoon or a teaspoon or two of apple cider vinegar. I thought, why not? That's going to give it some clarity. Why not? If I don't like it, next batch I'll leave it out. And then what you're going to want to do, and I can tell because I'm getting some little bubbles along the edges here, is you're going to want to let this all simmer and infuse. Not for very long, maybe 5 minutes. I think I also read that you could add a little salt. So I say, why not? Why not a little pinch there? Raining down a kosher salt. Ooh, nice and liquidy. The maybe I added just a tiny bit too much. Oh, I don't think so though. Of the apple cider vinegar. I think the apple cider vinegar is a good shot. Now, if you don't like it, if you don't want that tangy element, just do the honey and you're good to go. And then, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to let this go another minute or so. I'm going to go ahead and, I think this will be just the right size for me. This is of what I made 2 years ago. And this was just, there we go. Can you see that? That means it's just about there. I'm going to go ahead and shut her off because I don't want that to crystallize or burn. Anyway, we're going to let that cool for just a second. After all, we're not making caramel corn with honey, right? Anyway, I think I had artichokes in here, marinated artichokes. Marinated artichoke jars, glass jars, are the best for this, as are caper jars, right? Because those are fairly small too. Because I don't know, I mean, I guess you can make a big batch, but generally I wouldn't make, say, a whole cup. I think unless you eat pizza all the time and want this on your pizza. You know what else this is good with is, or so I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to. Fried chicken. Drizzling a little bit of this hot honey on your fried chicken. Doesn't that sound good? I also read another thing you could do, but I don't know, I'll give this a little taste, is you could put a shot or two of your favorite hot sauce in it. You know, like Tabasco or something like that, which, by the way, does have vinegar in it. So that's why I kind of thought the vinegar thing would be pretty good. Going back to giving this as a gift, though, you could take that, I think it's called Raffy. It's that stuff that looks like long pieces of egg, you know, golden color. Or you could take jute and tie it around here to make it look pretty. You could glue a little piece of gingham on top of the lid. That would look cute for a gift, for a Christmas gift or birthday. Anyway, go ahead and put the Raffy here, or the jute, or even a ribbon, tie it. This makes such a cute gift. And, you know, put a little tag on it that says from you, whoever you are, you're saying it, so it's from Naturally Nat. And then, you know, put something like good for drizzling on fried chicken, or drizzling on homemade pizza, or store-bought, or restaurant pizza anyway. Great gift. But I'm keeping this batch because I'm doing something new with it by adding that apple cider vinegar. Alright. Now, you don't want your little doggies underfoot when you do this part, right? Because it's still a little hot. You don't want any little kids around us. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to strain it. I'm going to keep those red pepper flakes in there. Oh, good job. Good job, Nat. Alright. I didn't even spill any. But I'm not going to... Should I hold it? It's kind of hot. It's going to take a while probably to thick up because we have the apple cider vinegar in there. But I'm just going to let this cool during the afternoon. Now, if I don't like the fact that it's a little too thin, I'll just add maybe, say, 2-3 tablespoons more of honey to it, mix it around, and I'll give it a taste. Do I need a little splash of salt or a little bit of pinch of salt thrown in there? Do I need a little bit cayenne for heat? But I think I got that good. I think I got this good as far as heat. I'm so tempted. Famous last words, right? I'm so tempted. Somebody takes a bite and they scald their mouth. I'm going to take a bite. It's a little hot. I think I nailed it. Again, I'm going to let it cool for the afternoon. Ooh, I like the salt on the end. That was a good idea. I'm going to let it cool the rest of the afternoon, and I'm going to bottle it up, and then I can't wait to make more sausage pizza and some fried chicken tenders. Speaking of which, I'll be doing that probably this winter for you. I've got a recipe for some fried chicken tenders that aren't really fried. They're done in the air fryer, and they are so good. And I'll have this on the side. We'll do that together this winter. So go ahead, make this. Check out the show notes on the bottom. Make this. Give this away for gifts. Make the first one for yourself and figure out if you want more salt, less salt, no vinegar, some vinegar, all those little details there. Then make that as a gift for somebody for their birthday or Christmas. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It really helps my channel. And make this, and you know what? I hope you're having a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at, and I will see you next time.